of that they're like above or outside of. It's, just being involved with it, because, same reason why, like, apart from the weapons and guns and all that stuff, why when cops come in, they're just strangers trying to solve someone's problem that they have nothing to do with. They're not part of the community, and that just makes things worse more times than it helps.
Yeah, and especially if they're not sympathetic or trying to understand what someone else's situation is. It's like you get someone in a position of power, sort of like losing patience in dealing with someone, and then you get more negative. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't personally know many people that work in the shelter system that are stats or shelter workers, so I can't speak to exactly who these people are myself.
That's fair.
There is something to it though, like that people are hired to come and do their job, they're 40 hours a week, or they're 5 hour, they're 8 hour or whatever, and it's like, this is not your life, and your patience starts to run thin, and it's not the same when you're dealing with your own community. It's kind of like, you're not just an ally or a paid employee, you're there, you're committed, you're living it.
And that's what I love about Nadine Green at a Better Intensity. She's like, I don't know, what do they call her? I don't know. Everyone calls her mom. And yeah, she just has like infinite patience. It's wild. And it's just like, it's hilarious. And people are like coming up and just cussing and saying all sorts of stuff. She's like, I don't want to hear all that. Don't swear so much. Don't swear so much. And it's just funny. She's awesome. And she lives there too with all the residents. Right. And basically her role is like, people just come up to her and like ask her like, hey, like, when are we getting more towels? Like, I need this. And it's like, oh, we'll be able to get those like next week, or like we'll be able to get those in like 2 weeks, or like I don't know when we'll be able to get them. And that's sort of like her legitimate role, as like, she lets people know when they can get resources. And pretty simple, like pretty straightforward. Mainly that's what she does, and she just talks to people when interactions happen that are negative, and just tries to help people sort things out by like treating them like people, who they are. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, she's awesome. The one thing I thought that was super weird at a Better Intensity, and I think it's kind of funny, is that I guess all the walls, they're made of plywood, so that, because people get pissed and they break drywall, so they realize not to have drywall. And but I think that's fine, that's normal, whatever. But
there was a kid drywall, you had to go through it, and I'm like, oh, really? That's it? Like, I'm way stronger than I thought I was.
Yeah. But the thing I thought that was really like weird, I guess, is that like in the washroom there's always like, there's a roller and a thing of paint, and it's always there, and the walls are always wet because people write like obscene things on the walls in the washroom, and they paint them every day. They paint them every single day, and I thought that was kind of hilarious.
It is hilarious.
That's like the strangest thing I've ever seen. And it's like, you just always have wet paint in the washroom, so I thought that was kind of really funny.
That's nice. It's like you're letting people do whatever the fuck, and just painting over
and then painting constantly. It's like
I think a lot of those behaviors or like attitudes is due to the stress of that they are put in by like, well, they're like, I don't know, like their dignity is being taken away because they have nowhere to live. Then they find these spaces where they can stay, but there is still so much stress about it, and there is no sense of dignity. So like all these things, interactions that are negative, or this writing on the walls, very mean things, breaking the walls. It's just people, like, we all need, we have homes and we have art, we have ways to express and let out so many things. We have a bike to ride, we have a job to go to. But I think like by giving them safe spaces to live first, keep pushing the city and the things they are doing, eventually will be the hope of like building that safe community where people can have, I don't know, the way my imagination goes is where they have gardens that they can work, they can produce their own food, they can, things like that. And I know that's a lot of work, but
Well,
I
that's
don't know.
that is. I think that's the direction that a better tent city is going. Yeah, and it's just like having more things for people to be a part of, to like actually work on, and also get paid to do it.
Yeah.
is definitely something that they're talking about doing more of. So I think that makes perfect sense for going forward as well. Yeah. And I think something that's also important to mention too is like, I guess this is just like one model of something that definitely works for some people, but it might not work for every person. It's like, it's a very individual thing, and I think some people would do better in a setting where they weren't a part of a community in that way as well. But I can't really speak too much about that because I'm not that person. Yeah.
Do you think that there's any opportunity in the future? How realistic or close to the goal is it to get people that are actually in these communities to be able to build trailers and things like that themselves, to like kind of even like maybe have something that they could sell?
And I guess that's getting a little more specific, and I don't know how that might work specifically in the future, but in terms of building a community, I think this is something that can happen in the next year, like within a year. But I mean, that's extremely, maybe I'm stupid.
Well, I mean, if these communities have some space, and that's one of the things that's needed. If they're already building the types of, if you're building the types of materials and structures that they need already, it almost seems like, hey, maybe those people could be the optimal people to understand what the needs are and to create those types of
Yeah, and I mean, that's interesting as well. And I think there is room for that for sure. But I think when it comes to like finding, like I noticed at a better intensity, there's a few people that like really engage with like they customize their space. They like to build things. They do a lot of renovations, but I guess that's also not everything. So it's interesting to build like people in a community helping to build other communities. I definitely think that's a possibility. I just don't know specifically how that would go.
Yeah. Like I see those slightly off, not too offside, right? Like I don't know if you've ever heard of the concept of airships.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I see a lot of those kind of communities popping up where there's like builds where people sometimes they like they just have a whole bunch of people where it's basically they're going out through a course to learn how they build it, and they supply all the energy to actually get the work done. And then these communities start getting closer and closer because they've got the skills to build these types of structures that they know are more efficient and sustainable.
Yeah.
That's like my dream.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, airships, they require because of the tires. You have to have. But I helped build one.
Really?
Yeah. And that was really awesome. Yeah, very small and in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, for me personally, I think, living off-grid in the community is like, that's what I want to do in my future. And that's definitely where I feel most able to express myself. Just design and build stuff and go and like cut firewood and like just fix shit that breaks constantly. That sounds fun. And it's been fun, so it's like, I look forward to living in that way for sure.
Who are you working with in BC? Like, what was the BC thing that you did?
The community?
Yeah.
That was a roofing thing, and I just found them on roof.ca. Like
What thing?
Roof. It's a worldwide opportunities on organic farms, I guess. That's what it stands for. And I found them on that.
Interesting.
And I found them on that. And yeah, just left Toronto, and then I went 15 hours. I went to Vancouver, and then 15 hours north of Vancouver. And yeah, that's where they were in New Hazelton. And I stayed there on and off for about 3 years, and
Oh shit.
yeah, I was pretty in there. And yeah, got to help them build quite a few things and just learned so many skills. I've never learned so much in one place. It was, yeah, just amazing. Like just how to put together a wood stove. I don't know, so many weird things. Like how to build a pond. How to do so many weird things, all these different ways of staining wood. You can use motor oil. And like, yeah, and like finding vehicles, or like customizing vehicles that run on vegetable oil, and like setting up solar panel systems, and so many things, and dealing with water pumps and irrigation systems. They just do everything, and like building greenhouses. You just end up doing so many things, and I don't know, and it's cool. And you sort of have to take on responsibilities if you're going to be a part of that community. And it's like, or at least that community, but most communities, I think that's the case. And I think, yeah, it's interesting. Because being there, I felt like I wanted to take on more responsibility. It's like naturally, I just wanted to be more involved. Like I wanted to, yeah, I just wanted to participate more and feel more, yeah, value in the way I spend my time there. So that was a big factor in just learning so many things there. Yeah, it's insane. Like how many things. Yeah.
So these fat drop trailers, they're obviously super portable. So you could do like I guess maybe you need to make them close to home, or it's much more convenient to have a close to home workspace for them?
Well, I mean, for me, it doesn't matter where. Like, the first one was actually built, like, on a logging road in BC. It was, like, very inconvenient. It was super inconvenient. But, yeah, so it's like, they can be built anywhere. It's just, like, finding a location that's, like, affordable, where we can continue to build and not get into any trouble for it.
So I mean, like, what about like, would it be a plausible thing to have like a rural Ontario, like farmland? Or
It's
like
funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
Like if you have some sort of barn or some sort of space where you can store things inside.
Yeah, and that's definitely possible to do. It's just also it'd be nice to be near our manufacturer of the trailer frames themselves. He's located in Scarborough, so it'd be kind of nice to be kind of close to him. But I mean, there's like lots of farmland north of like the Toronto too. And I was sort of looking into finding a spot there, but so far it doesn't seem like there's someone that just has a listing saying, hey, like renting out a piece of my property, come and make trailers like this. But yeah, but I did end up finding a person who has a site at Keel and St. Clair who's giving a decent price, but it's outdoors. But he's cool, and like, yeah, he just has this big lot, and there's like someone keeping bees on the lot, there's chickens.
So that sounds like a good place to go anyways.
But is this being recorded?
Yeah.
Is this live?
Yeah.
That last part was a joke.
There was no specifics anyways, you're good.
Yeah, never mind that. But there is a site, yeah, we have the site. Temporary. Yeah, so I think, we're at least gonna be able to build something. For sure. The big thing is just finding a site where we can build like all year round, like an indoor heating.
So I mean, like, then what's access like? Like if you're talking about like, what if there's a place as far as Peterborough or something?
Then there's the issue of like communities and like paying for gas, and it's like with how expensive it is. If we're transporting the trailer frame from Scarborough to Peterborough and then getting all these materials and moving back and forth, it's a little much. So trying to keep all all of the places that we need to source materials close together, and then building it, and then shipping it one time to the client seems to be like ideal.
So you're not gonna be storing, you're gonna be building it to ship.
Yeah, build to order. At least for now, because we don't have a site where we can store that much. But yeah, and I think in the future, if we do end up getting a larger location, we would build more and just have them on site ready to go, but also let people like rent them and just take them.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah, just try it. Like, yeah. I think it would be pretty cool, pretty fun, and a nice way if someone's interested in a trailer to like test it out to see if it is something they would really like. Yeah, so that's definitely something we'd like to do.
Building for you, is that something you've always been passionate about?
I was forced to do it.
Oh, what?
when I was a kid, yeah, my dad like forced me to work with him. But yeah, I eventually decided, cool. Like I was naturally good at it, and I just decided, cool. Like I want to actually learn how to build a house.
Yeah.
And then I just found a job at the Nike and started doing it, and yeah. Well,
So
I mean,
it's all just natural. You didn't go to school for it?
no. But yeah, I like building. I like building things. So it's like, yeah. And then I just did that for like 8 years, and then started building the tiny shelters. Yeah.
really cool. That's a really inspiring story.
I know.
Yeah. I've always liked building stuff.
Thank you for sharing your story. I'm a teacher, so the more stories I have to tell students about different things that people do that are outside of like the school system, to me is awesome. Because education isn't like our school system. We learn in spite of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
And for many students, the system wasn't built for us. It wasn't built for any black people, that's for sure. Right? And any marginalized, people. So like knowing that you were able to, learn this stuff on your own and are doing great things in the community, that's important for students to know. They don't hear students.
There's like a full-on choir.
And then, so do you currently live in like a tiny home, or?
No, I live at my mom's. Sorry. Yeah, she missed me and rent's very cheap.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, it's nice to just be able to be there and like help out and stuff.
Community definitely starts with family.
And then, so when it comes to actually like building stuff, right? You guys are just looking for people that are already skilled in it.
Mainly, and I mean it's interesting because we're only gonna be building one trail at a time, so it will actually only require like 2 people, 3 people, like tops at a time to be building. So it's not like super labor intensive, but it takes like technical skill for certain things. And but I guess hopefully, and my idea is to be able to build like multiple at the same time. We'd definitely require a lot more people that are willing to help, and not necessarily everyone would have to be like highly skilled to be able to help. It could just be like smaller aspects of the job that don't require like precision.
Yeah, I asked because I know as a young person, I went to help with like the habitat.
Oh, yeah.
But then they have a similar thing, right? Where it's just like skilled people that know how to do X, Y, Z will get you doing this, and then like youth groups, we can get you guys the whole stuff, whatever. Right?
Yeah,
like,
which is
small little tasks.
I mean, that it'd
you
probably
don't
be-
want your skilled person wasting your time doing that. You can get someone like you.
Yeah, and I guess like if we had many volunteers, that would probably be for the most part. But like, I don't know. It'd be also nice to be able to like train people that wanted to learn.
I'm there.
Yeah.
Hold it. Number 1 on the wait list.
And I mean that's what was happening with tiny shelters is that
Thank you.
It has to make it back.
but yeah, we were getting to be able to train people, but it was also like pretty overwhelming to try to train people and also just like build. like very quick. Yeah, I think that's definitely something that will happen. But I don't know how soon, because I think in the beginning we were going to really focus on just building with quality and trying to see how fast we can do that. And then I think it'll be easier to involve more people.
And sorry, because we came late. How do you guys fund it? Is it crowdsourcing?
We're trying to crowdsource, but mainly it's going to be dependent on clients just buying the tables. Yeah. And it just being a successful product. So, yeah, that's fun. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. But I do feel pretty confident in the fact that people are interested in camping. It's going to be like a really well designed and built thing. So, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Do you have any estimate of how long it's going to take to build?
The prototype I built mostly by myself in 2 weeks. So I think we'll be able to build in a week. Yeah. So we'll see though. Yeah. Roughly a week, maybe a little longer. It depends. It depends on a bunch of other things coming together, like that we have to order for the trailer itself as well. So I think that timing will change things, but yeah, I think close to a week, maybe a week and a half. Yeah. Would be a good estimate. Yeah. I guess are we having a fire tonight?
Yeah.
I need to get beer.
There's corn and potatoes.
You guys love your
Not popcorn.
We haven't even
corn.
corn. This corn. That's the same corn from yesterday.
Yeah.
And you have a guitar.
And I brought
And badminton.
seasoning and butter for the corn.
That's everything you need for a fire. And wood.
Should we stop the live, or does anyone have any other questions?
All right, thank you, Khaleel.
Thanks so much for everything you did.